Okay, so now we're going to look at the next step here, which is going to be creating an onboarding sequence for our members to join. And that is an important piece, and I'll show you why. So you can go into settings and you can go into onboarding here. And this is a very useful section because you can ask people to submit some answers to some questions before they join your group. And this is useful whether it's a paid group or whether it's a free group. The reason is that for free groups, for example, you can find out that people are real people, whether they're a good fit for your group. And also for paid, then you want to find out more about that person. So you want to see what do they want from the group. Maybe you want to ask them, why did they join? And you can find some consistencies in why people are joining your group. Or you could ask, for example, for a certain information about them that might be useful in helping them within the group as well, especially for high paid programs. This is very, very valuable. So if we go over to our crowd conversion group here that I'm creating, we can go back into settings, we can go into onboarding, and you're going to find that nothing will be added here at the beginning. So this is why this is a good step to start before you actually start sharing your group, is because you can set this up early. Now, when you set up these, you can first of all have a title. So you could say, for example, why did you decide to apply to join this group? Cool. Or why did you join? That would also be fine. You can provide a short text question. You can or you can request a short text question or answer. You could provide them with a paragraph, so that's where they have more space to answer this question, or you could do multi-choice. So if you knew a little bit more about your audience, you might have multiple choice here, or you might be asking a question, for example, if it's a make money group, how much income are you on or are you earning every month in your business? That's something that you could add here. Let's do all three of these so I can show you this. So you want to write a description then for your question. Give some brief details. And we can choose to make it optional, or we can make it compulsory. We can click then save, and it's going to save here. Now let's then do a paragraph. So tell me about yourself. We'll share some details about what it is that you do. Cool. We'll go save, and then finally we will say, how did you find out about this group? How did you? And we will then add Google. We could add referral. We could add, for example, Facebook. Then we might add other. Cool. Add the option to select multiple answers. And a description, so select which one applies. Click save. So we've got now our questions, and what happens is that when someone registers for your group, they're going to go to these questions as the final stage before the application is sent, and then you can then go ahead and approve them. So this is how it looks. We can preview it. This is really helpful, obviously, because you can see how it looks. So we could say, for example, why did you apply to join this group? Because it looked like what I need. Tell us about yourself. I run a business that is, they could give some details here. How did you find out about it? Referral. Or you could provide other and enter your other. So we can edit that now. We don't need that other one because we actually apply that automatically as a option. So we can just delete that and resave, and then if we go back into the preview, then it'll fix that. And then once they've done that, they'll be able to then click this, and this is basically agreement to receive updates from your group. It's also an agreement that's important because then they can share their email with you, and this is the step that they would take. Now, if you don't want to add any onboarding questions, you do not need to add any onboarding questions. This is strictly if you want to add them in and you want to get more information from your audience. And what happens is basically they go through this step, they click complete, they will then be told that their request has been submitted, and if it's a paid group, then they'll need to wait for your approval to let them in, or you can automatically allow them to come in. And if it's a free group, they will be able to see the content, but they will not be able to engage with it directly. They won't be able to post or place comments until they've been approved. However, they will be able to view the contents of your group. Now, what we can do is we can customize a couple more things here. So one of those important things is if we want to require a profile image when people join. That's also an important step when joining through onboarding. You can choose to turn that on if you like as well. So hopefully that gives you some good details about how to set this up. You can go ahead and create your onboarding process now. Set up these questions. You can have up to 10 questions that you can add here, and this is going to help you to get a good bit of information as people join and find out more about your audience.